surrounded by all these rocks.
Hey Wanderers.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Ron.
Welcome to Wanderlost. Today we're going hiking again.
Yeah, so we're gonna get out in the Black Hills. Actually, we're in the Black Hills National Forest. So we're going, we're using All Trails. We're going to Buzzards, Roost, and Perimeter Loop. So All Trails says it's a 4.5 mile moderately trafficked loop. Of course, it's just outside Rapid City. It features beautiful wildflowers and is rated as moderate, primarily used for hiking, walking, nature trips, and birding, and it's best used from April to September. So we're here towards the end of May, so it should be a good day. It's a beautiful day with some clouds, so shouldn't be too hot, and it's about 60 degrees.
Hopefully no rain today.
Yes.
And there are a lot of things called Buzzards Roost or Buzzards Loop, or the one we're doing, like he said, also includes Perimeter Road in it. And it's because there's a place it's called Buzzards Roost, right?
This is Buzzards Roost.
No, I mean the place we're going to. Yeah. So you can do the loop and never get to the actual roost.
Yes, but this is Buzzards Roost but we're also doing Perimeter Loop with it. There is another hike in the area near Keystone called Buzzards Loop. So that's the confusion. So we're doing Buzzards Roost, but we're adding the Perimeter Loop to make it a little longer. If you just do Buzzards Roost, it's a little over 2 miles, just an out and back. But we're gonna do a loop with a spur off for the Roost, which will be tremendous, beautiful views today, especially with the way the sky is and how clear it is. It should be a beautiful day for the views out there. So yeah, if you put in Buzzards and you go to Buzzard Loop, you're going to be in Keystone, and it's totally different, not where we are today.
So we'll put the link from the All Trails in the description below so that you'll know exactly where we are.
But it's a beautiful day in the Black Hills. Looks like it's going to be a pretty popular hike today.
Let's go.
Well, I just started. So when you come through the gate there's actually two trails, or two parts of the trail that connect. It's a little confusing when you look on All Trails. But if you stay to the left, that's the suggested direction, I guess. So we're taking that to hit the loop, Perimeter Loop, which will take us to Buzzards Roost at some point. I think another family was starting. I think they were taking the more direct route to go straight to Buzzards Roost. Is more of an out and back. So you don't go very far up that main start, and then you hit sign to turn and do. It says Buzzards Loop. Again, very confusing because there's another Buzzards Loop in the area, but just follow the signs.
I said that I didn't remember this having good views because I accidentally hiked this one time. We were intending to do a different hike, but we just kept following these signs and ended up doing this hike, and I did it with 3 kids. They were all teenager-ish age, and it was pretty annoying then. So I'm hoping that my company is better this time.
So you start down there and you come up, And then it's just a very sharp left to get onto the perimeter loop that takes you around. Again, one of the awesome things about the Black Hills is you got this view over here, which is wonderful and amazing, but the road's right there. So it's hard to get fully lost a lot of times because you're within sight of part of civilization, but you can just turn the other direction and go, no, that's not over there. We're out deep in the woods. So in spite of the fact that there were probably, what, 8 to 10 cars at the trailhead, we have seen nobody. So I think most people must come out here and just do the out and back for Buzzards Roost. Very few do this perimeter loop, which kind of is a shame because it's not difficult at all. You're out in the middle of the pine trees here in the Black Forest, and it's a very peaceful and calming hike. So if you're out here and you got the time to do about 4.5 miles, certainly do this perimeter loop to make it up to Buzzards Roost. I think you're gonna have much more solitude and time, either alone or just a couple of you, to be able to talk and connect with each other.
As we're winding our way around the side of this hill, every time we get on this edge and the trail runs along this edge, we have a really cool view of trees and rocks out that direction. And then our trail turns and we make our way back around here and then back out to the edge, and we keep going back and forth. And like Ron said, it's just really nice and peaceful. Not a lot of wildflowers today, just a few here and there, but lots of birds. We can hear lots of birds.
So from our perspective, hiking out here is a little confusing because you've got the perimeter loop. There's a hike on all trails called Buzzards Loop, Buzzards Roost. So what we're doing, we followed the perimeter loop and we came up on a sign where you could go either way, and it said Buzzards Loop either way, but it pointed overlook this way. So we're staying here, which is staying to the left on the perimeter of the hill, taking us around towards the spur that'll go out to actual Buzzards Loop. But even the views as you're heading that direction are very, very nice.
So we're just walking. Our trail, you can see, follows along right here on the edge of the world, it looks like. And no, Mama, I'm not very close to the edge. It just looks that way.
Look, Jacqueline, look.
Okay, he was close to an edge, but it didn't go very far down, so he's fine. It always amazes me how there's just a tree growing out of a pile of rocks on the very edge of a cliff. Just hills as far as you can see. This is not even 2 miles in. I hope you can hear those birds if you can't see them on the thing. They're playing with each other. And I'm just really hoping they don't dive bomb me, because anybody who knows me knows I might just jump right off the ledge here to avoid the birds. I mean, I hate to keep videoing on the edge of this ledge, but the views are amazing. When I came here before with our kids, we had accidentally taken a wrong turn, and they didn't want to come to anything called an overlook. They just wanted to get home. I'm going to try to zoom in so that you can see the water down there, those rapids. I don't know what that is, but it looks beautiful. And it's times like this out here when I walk a little bit away from Ron, and it feels like I'm the only person in the world.
I was freaking out.
You know, that house down there is beautiful, but it messes up this scene. Like, there looks like nothing for miles and miles except that house, or those houses. There's two technically.
All right, so we're heading this way. Following all trails.
Just follow all
yes,
trails. That's our
it's going
only advice.
this track, but the trail becomes a little less distinct when you get past that first overlook.
And it could just be that because everything's been closed and shut down for quarantine stuff, that nobody's been out here to like maintain it or anything.
True.
Keep that freaking thing out.
All right, so like we said, keep your all trails out, because it gets a little dicey when you get past the overlook. So we missed something. So we're heading back to the main trail, and we're going to go left at some point. But you can see, if you're watching, this looks traveled, but it's just not the trail we're supposed to be on. All right, we're going to go this direction, following all trails. All right, so we got back on the main track, but just getting to it from the overlook is not super obvious.
Well, the main track is not super obvious.
Right. So just be aware. Have your all trails on, as we said, because it'll let you know if you get bad off track. And there's a nice rock formation over there. So we're about 2.5 miles in, and we think we're coming up to the spur, and we think right out there on that outcropping is where we're heading. Ought to be an amazing view.
Unless there are buzzards.
Well, it is a roost. So if you ever wonder exactly how powerful the wind can get in South Dakota, here is your visual proof. As you can see, this tree has been twisted so much that it literally had its top twisted off, which is absolutely crazy.
So we've seen a few of these things out here, just maps of the area.
So we're here.
It tells us like what this trail is.
So you can cut off here, and you could go the rim, which we didn't realize we could, I guess, start it up there and it would hook in. But we're going to go up just a little bit farther to hit the Buzzards Roost lookout. All right, so we've come up to the spur. So obviously you can see that we can continue the trail going left and right, but we're going to take this spur and it'll go off out to the actual Buzzards Roost.
I love that there's a trail called Pretty Vulture.
Well, I will say the view from up here is pretty freaking fantastic. All right, so as you can see, we made it. out here on Buzzards Roost. The spur from the main trail that comes out here was obviously the steepest part of the trail, but it wasn't very extreme. I mean, it was fairly moderate. And now you can hear the South Dakota wind whipping up, making it nice and cool up here. But man, what a great spot. And nobody's here today, so just us up here with our thoughts and the breeze. So you can see right over there is the overlook we were on earlier in the hike. This is for your mama. So coming back down off of the Roost back to the main trail. So this is where we came in from. We went up to the Roost, and now we're gonna go this way and head back out towards the parking lot, the car, and then lunch. All right, so come to another fork in the trail. We know whichever we're going left, which is heading back out towards the parking lot. But if you're looking for some extreme difficulty, you can cut off to the right here. I don't know what trail that is.
It's called Sundown.
Well, yeah, it's called Sundown.
How you get there, where it goes. We don't
know where it comes out. So we're gonna go this way.
Sun up. Maybe it just means one's east and one's west.
Oh, could be. So one of the things we've been talking about is for this section of the hike is doing switchbacks, but there is like a main track that goes through here, I'm guessing for vehicles for maintenance and stuff like that. So you can shoot out of here fast if you really want to, but I recommend the switchbacks because it's very leisurely and pretty. So there hasn't been much wildlife on today's hike, but we did find some domesticated animals. As the end of the hike, you go right past some local farmer's land, and he's got him some cows out here. So we are almost back to the beginning. I'm trying to figure out which way is the best way to get out of here. Folks out on their motorcycles today. But as we come to the end, this is some of the steepest part that we have encountered on this trail. So either at the very beginning or at the very end, depending on which way you cycle around to do the hike, pretty steep switchbacks here. So we're back out almost to the parking lot, and there are a ton more cars than were here when we started today. So popular destination, but I don't know if they're all just doing this straight out and back to the Roost, but we certainly have not encountered very many folks on the perimeter loop. So it certainly is what we would recommend if you want to get out here and have some peace and quiet and some solitude, because it looks like it's going to be pretty heavily trafficked on the more direct routes.
So that was Buzzards Roost. I am hot and my face is red, but overall it was not a hard hike.
And not a hot day. So.
No. I'm just hot right now because we got back in the stuffy car.
So our all trails tracked it as 4.9, although it says 4.5. So your mileage always varies.
My watch said 4.5 too. So
yeah. The other part about it is it doesn't track exactly with what all trail shows. So just be mindful of the direction that you're going. Instead of the trail, we had a couple spots where we were, which way we're going, but that's because we were out on the perimeter loop. If you're going straight out to the Roost, I'm sure it's much better marked off. But overall, an awesome hike. Looks like everybody else is out here today, so we're going to get out of here and go find some lunch. So you guys have a great day. See you, Wanderers.
Bye.